Raul Pires. I'm head of exterior design for Bentley Motors, and I'd like to share with you some of our key design ideas and some key design lines for our new Continental GT. If we start with the front end of the car, we kept the traditional Bentley matrix grille, which is combined with sharp lines, but this time the lower grille sits much wider and lower than the previous generation. That is combined with the classic 4 round headlamps, but this time the inner lamp is substantially bigger than the outer lamp. We have introduced a new key line, which we call it the eyebrow line. It's this sharp line that comes from the top of the inner headlamp and spears through the side of the car. We have a focus on the general stance and proportions of the car. We have made the car wider, we have enlarged the size of the wheels, where we made the rear window graphics substantially smaller than the previous generation. The lines are very sophisticated. It's a combination of negatives and positives with very sharp lines. The GT is very simple. If I just do 3 lines. The power line, that's the line that wraps from the front wheel and it goes straight across the car. The haunch, which is such iconic element of the Continental GT. And that's combined with a very soft and dynamic silhouette line on the roof. The rear end of the car is very simple. It's just 2 lines that comes from the rear window, surrounded the boot and close on the bottom of the number plate aperture. These 2 key lines on the back of the car is these 2 sharp lines here, which are very strong Bentley elements. We call this as the double horseshoe. We wanted the rear end to look wider and sitting lower and more elegant. Similar to the headlamps, we have the tail lamps surrounded completely by metal. So we have eliminated the traditional technical solutions, which gives this seamless and quite modern feel to the rear end of the car. Very simple, elegant lines.
We wanted to focus on 3 main areas. First, very important to us as design is the overall design, so creating more dynamic and sporty interior. The second was really about improving stowage and creating intelligent stowage throughout the car. And then the next one was really introducing even better technology. The wings of the Bentley badge is echoed through the shape of the IP. So we have a line that comes across the car, down underneath, and then back up. The other part is really the seat design. We wanted, again, to make a very sporty statement, lots of dynamic lines and tension. But the practical part of a seat is to keep it open at the top and then quite supportive around the waist area. And this creates what we call a Cobra style seat. So it's large at the top and then wraps in. Also, by taking the seat belt off the seat, it allows us to gain about 46 millimeters of space in the rear compartment. The next stage really was to look at the tension of the surfaces and the treatment, and I always relate this to like an athlete going on a training program where we've tensioned up the muscles and tension in the surfaces, and you can see that quite typically on the side of the console here and in these areas where we've created almost scallops of form as if it's muscles of an athlete's arm, and this basically just gets it looking lighter and sportier, yet retains this luxury element to the whole interior. And under each surface of leather we've put a very soft scrim foam. This gives an ambience of soft luxurious leather, then combined with the tension and the surface details that give it a lighter, sportier feel. So it's luxury and then the sports and light feel to the cabin. Something we wanted to improve compared to the original Continental GT was to introduce the latest technology, certainly in navigation systems and information in front of the driver. We're very proud of our knurled texture on our switches, and also you can see it here on the gear lever. And we thought it'd be quite nice to put some of that digitally onto the 3-dimensional screen, so it connects technology with our traditional jewellery elements within the car.
I think compared to a traditional car launch, it's radically different. It's more about the theatre. It's all about the experience on the evening. Well, video mapping's an interesting concept.
We used three 12,000 lumen projectors, and we also created a 4K model. So the overall size of the frames that we were running off are actually bigger in pixel size than that of an IMAX screen.
I didn't really know what I was expecting, but then when the light show came on, it did look really, really good.
It's visual, it's sensual, there's noise, there's lights, there's attention being drawn to something that's quite glamorous.
I thought it was absolutely amazing.
I think it looked absolutely stunning, and it showed off the lines of the car perfectly.
Just unbelievable. It was very spectacular.
We were particularly impressed by the beauty and form of this car. So we highlighted the lines and the shape of the car using neon lighting effects.
I feel like I'm applying makeup to a rather beautiful face every day.
How you change the colours and the lights, how it picks it up perfectly, was very, very clever.
It's a great, showpiece to the night.
It's very difficult sometimes when you're launching one new car, because you can only have it in one colour, but you guys managed to kind of turn it into every colour in the spectrum.
The motion section is the one that's going to be most interesting.
So the effect that we created was that of the car in motion.
The car was ready, it was going.
With a virtual environment reflecting from the bodywork.
Yeah, it was a journey. You went on the journey. And you could hear the kind of gasps and the ohs and the ahs as people caught the motion of the wheels going round.
It's like a fairy tale, it's like magic.
We've always been cutting edge, so the video mapping works really well with our brand. This is an all-new car. Every panel on the car except from the roof is new. It's got a brand new state-of-the-art infotainment system, so the man-machine interface, the satellite navigation system and all the other components are all new, cutting edge.
Lovely different lines.
The lines are very smooth, cool, clean.
The engineering team have really pushed the boundaries on some of the design cues.
The way the wing is shaped, for me, does it.
Using vacuum forming to form the front wings, which gives us very, very sharp lines around the front wings. We're the first manufacturer to use that technique. Again, cutting edge, but based on heritage. There were lines that were used on cars that were handmade back in the 1930s.
It's just a lovely shape. I think they've got it right.
Personal favourite points on the car is probably subtleness of design.
Favourite aspects, the outside styling.
You get a much sportier, more aggressive stance.
So sleek and sporty looking on the outside.
More muscular.
I think what he's created here is a work of art too.
I think a designer's got a good design when there's nothing left to change on it or nothing left to add to it, and I think that's where we are with this car. We're embarking now on a 6-week programme of sequential tours visiting each dealer in the UK, so covering 18 out of the 20 dealers on this particular tour. I think we need variance at each dealership. It's very much about the regionalisation of it. You know, Glasgow is going to be Burns Night and there's going to be Pipers and Dressing the Haggis.
On Burns Night with the pipe band, it's absolutely magnificent.
Just magical.
And in Leeds, Bentley brought along their classic and historical cars.
I think buying a Bentley is more of a lifestyle decision anyway, so the experience needs to be about the lifestyle. It'll be completely different for a London audience and different again for an audience over in East Anglia.
Now, what have you changed from the interior from the previous model?
Pretty much everything's new. We've tried to keep again the spirit of a GT alive, and you'll still find the two cockpits and that wing-themed dashboard.
It's such a fantastic mix of the old and the new. You still have the traditional leather, the fantastic stainless steel work.
Looking in there, the seats look really nice. They look like they're going to hug you.
It feels like it's wrapped around your body.
But yet it has almost neon-like mood lighting.
The technology's great. I'm a technophobe, so I like things to work and work easily.
It's so comfortable. And so luxurious.
The car is more of an evolution because the original Continental GT worked.
It's been sharpened up, the whole thing has been revamped. I mean, the original GT is superb, there's no doubt about that.
And it's an iconic Bentley footprint. So we've taken that and we've enhanced it. We've looked at all the comments of from owners from the original car. We've engaged with those and we've made alterations to the interior and the fit and the function of the car. But it's still a traditional Bentley. It's handmade in Crewe, designed in Crewe, styled in Crewe and engineered in Crewe. So it's a British product through and through.
I can imagine it'd be an absolute dream to drive.
I actually feel privileged to own one. That's how good it is.
So I love the brand.
I do love it. In fact, I want to take it away now.
The next time they get an invite from Bentley or from their dealer, they know it's going to be something different, something that they'll come along to enjoy and be there with their peers as well.